How's it going? How are you? How's your life? Today we're going to be talking about my spooky smart bitch read-a-thon TBR. Let's get started. You may notice I'm kind of in a different place than where I usually am. It's because I'm currently house sitting for my friend. I have so many books. Spooky Smart Bitch Read-a-thon is happening while I'm here. So I knew that I had to pack the goods, okay? I knew that I had to pack what was necessary. And I may have packed 20, 30, 35 books. My suitcase is like 50 pounds probably, maybe more. I don't plan to go into the Spooky Smart Bitch Read-a-thon and like have like, you know, a set, like not like, no, I'm not doing 5 or 6 books. No, I have like 15, maybe 20 books to show you. So we're gonna make this quick. But first of all, for somebody who doesn't have their straightener or their curler with them, I look stunning. I'm sorry, I'm literally gorgeous, effortless, beautiful. If you don't know what the Spooky Smart Bitch Read-a-thon is, no worries. There's an announcement video that explains everything that you can go watch. I'll link it up and down below. The Spooky Smart Bitch Read-a-thon is from the 4th of September to the 10th. And then on my Patreon, if you want to join, we have a second week of the Spooky Smart Bitch Read-a-thon with 3 extra prompts for the second week. Let's talk about the books that I'm reading for my Patreon in September. If you want to join my Patreon, that's always an option for you. There's always a link down below. We do reading vlogs, we do reading spreads, we have like a little Discord moment. It's real cute and 10 out of 10 would recommend. Anyway, for the horror book club, we will be reading Jawbone by Monica Ojeda. Look at this. Stunning. From what I know, this is a horror novel about like 2 friends. I think their friendship is like fractured in some way. And one of them is being held captive, like held like hostage by one of their teachers. And the other friend is helping the teacher keep her. Like, it's kind of fucked up. Like, she's like, I thought we were cool, but I guess not, because you're literally helping this creepazoid. Like, what the hell? By the way, it's translated by Sarah Booker. Love this title page. That's cute. Anyway, really excited to read this with the Patreon. Can't wait. For like the gay book club or like the smut club, we will be reading Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. Listen, bitch, I am so excited to read this. I've been wanting to read it and I've been kind of like putting it in all of the polls on the Patreon because I want to force my patrons to read it with me. And finally, we did it. It says in the back that it's a clever and steamy queer romance. Listen, if that doesn't describe me, I don't know what does. I'm like a librarian and I'm like a leather daddy. Like, fuck me up. So those are the books we're going to be reading for my Patreon. We're also going to be reading like a Sarah J Maas book, but I honestly didn't bring it with me because I was like, there's no way I'm going to read it. But let's talk about the Spooky Smart Bitch Read-a-thon and what I have plans to read for it. I don't know if I'm going to do a separate TBR for the rest of the month. I might, because I only have books for the Spooky Smart Bitch Read-a-thon. Anyway, let's start by talking about the books for the possession / demonic haunting prompt, okay? Because these are all quite short books and I'm very excited to literally read all of them. So first of all, we have Goddess of Filth by V. Castro. I bought this simply for this read-a-thon. Look at the spine. It says in the back, and I quote, "The 5 of us sat in a circle doing our best to emulate the girls in the craft, hoping to unleash some power to take us all away from our home to the place of our dreams. But we weren't witches. We're 5 Chicanas living in San Antonio, Texas, 1 year out of high school." I think it's about a group of friends and one of them becomes possessed. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I've only heard really good things. And this cover is stunning. It's literally fucking gorgeous. And then I also have The Possession of Natalie Glasgow by Haley Piper. This would also fit in the trans prompt as well. I don't know, again, what this is about. I'm assuming it's about the possession of I'm assuming it's about the possession of Natalie Glasgow, but I don't know. All I really know is that Haley is my bread and butter. So I apologize also if I'm like speeding through this, but I'm literally not even joking when I say that I have like 20 fucking books. Like we're getting through this, okay? Another option for possession that I have is The Doctor's Demons by Maria Abrams. I've been wanting to read this for a while simply because the cover makes me feel things that I don't often feel, but like in a good way. And so I had to add it to my TBR because it's stunning. Also, again, it's not a long book. It's pretty short. It's also published by Clash, which we love. And then lastly for this prompt, I have What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Look at this. This is a new release from Miss T. King, and I'm pretty sure it's a retelling of the fall of the Usher house. I don't know if it's actually a possession story. I only heard it was a possession story, and I saw other people adding it to their TBR for the possession category. So I was like, well, fuck me. I guess I'll do it. That's the possession prompt. So let's talk about horror by BIPOC authors, okay? I have, again, 4 choices. I brought 4 books with me just in case. Did I go overboard? Nobody's here, but yeah, I did. I think I did. So first things first, I have Nana by Brandon Massey. This is a horror novel about this woman. She's like living her best life or whatever, and then like her long lost mother or grandmother shows up, and she's like, I'm home. Oh my God, I've been looking for you everywhere. And she's like, oh my God, it's you. Like, cause like she was like adopted, so she never knew her biological parents. And so this woman is like, I'm your mom. And she's like, oh my God, that's crazy. But then Nana starts doing some fucked up shit. Nana starts like being like kind of a hoe. At least I think she does. Things get a little crazy. I'm really excited for this because listen, I love like familial horror. Do you know what I mean? Like where like your family members or your friends kind of gang up on you, or like they try to like, you know, kill you. Like I love that. I love that. So I'm really excited to read this. I also have The Between by Tanana Reeve Dew. This I've talked about before ad nauseum, but it's about this guy who like almost dies when he's a kid, and then when he's like older, he starts to understand that his time on Earth is like ticking away and like he doesn't have that much time left. The Between is a novel about a man desperately trying to hold on to the people and the life he loves but may have already lost. I'm so excited to read this. It's been on my TBR for years, so I have no excuse. I also have this book, which I'm literally going to show you, and we're going to move on because I talk about it too much, to the point now where I'm sure you're annoyed because I'm annoyed. Like I'm annoyed at myself. So that is Now You're One of Us by Asa Nonami. I've been talking about reading this book for years. I haven't read it yet. So I brought it with me. I brought it with me in case the spark ignites. And finally, I have Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This is an ARC copy that I got sent to me before it came out, but I haven't read it, but I've wanted to. First of all, because the cover, stunning. The fact that they never released a hardcover for this is literally a crime. Like, what the fuck were you thinking, Tor? Or Nightfire, whatever. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Like, were you like, oh yeah, we'll just have it in paperback. Everyone will be satisfied with that. No, I'm not sad. I want a hardcover. It's literally the reason I didn't buy a finished copy, is because I was like, there's no hardcover. Why would I buy a second paperback when I already have one? Riddle me that, okay, Batman? Anyway, what? Anyway, I want to read this because it's like vampires and like sexy vampires and like maybe like a cool dog thing. I don't know. It sounds cool. Whatever. So that's the BIPOC author prompt, okay? Let's move on to trans authors. I have 3 books for this prompt. I'm gonna mention this one very quickly because again, I talk about it all the time because I keep saying I'm gonna read it and then I never do read it, and I like literally feel so fucking bad because it's literally like my thing. Like what are you doing, Jordaline? Anyway, that is The Queen of Teeth by Haley Piper. Like teeth in a vagina dentata. That's all I want. I don't know why I haven't read it. This book will be a priority during the read-a-thon, like priority. And then I also have The Mud Ballad by Jo Cornell. Again, I've had this book on my TBR for years, maybe like 2 years. I'm pretty sure Jo sent it to me actually, because she did, because she's literally a fucking angel and I haven't read it. I'm really excited to read this. From what I know, this is like dark, disturbing horror. I don't know what to expect from it. It says, never be alone again in a dying railroad town. A conjoined twin wallows in purgatory for the murder of his brother. A disgraced surgeon goes to the desperate ends to reconnect his lost love. It says that it has ritualistic violence in it. We love that. Okay, work. And then lastly, I have Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin. I was so excited for this. Like, before it even came out, I was like, yes, give me that book. First part of the book is literally called Misandry. What the fuck have I been doing? I think what scares me about this book is that I've heard not so great things. So if you did read this and you did really like it, please let me know, because I've only ever really seen people say not so kind things about it, but I want to love it. I do. Let's talk about the splatter punk prompt, okay? I have 3 choices, but I only have 2 of them with me. I don't know how I could have forgotten the third one. Doesn't make sense, but either way, I have Go Down Hard by Ali Shea. This is about 2 serial killers. One of them is a woman, one of them is a man. They're like, you know what? As a serial killer, I'm totally gonna kill that guy. Or I'm totally gonna kill that girl. And then they meet and then they're kind of like, okay, you're kind of hot. So like maybe I'll fuck you first, you know? And I think it's supposed to be like a steamy, romantic, gore fest serial killer moment, and I'm so excited to read it. Again, this has been on my TBR for a while. This is all just like my old TBR shit. Anyway, and then I also have Cows by Matthew Stokoe. Listen, I don't know if I'm actually gonna read this because it literally frightens me. I started reading it, I got that far in, and what I had read was already so unsettling. Like, it left like a bad feeling in my stomach. I never finished it, but I brought it with me just in case I'm just like in the mood for depravity and disgustingness, you know? And then the third book I brought for the splatterpunk prompt was Gone to See the Riverman by Christopher Triana. A book I got recently, I think from my Amazon wish list, and it's about two girls, I think they're sisters. They go to this place to see the Riverman at the behest of this guy that they're writing to in prison. And from what I know, from what I've heard, it's vile and disgusting and filthy. So we'll see. Let's talk about my favorite trope. For my favorite trope, I decided I wanted to do haunted houses. So I brought 3 books with me. First of all, we have Claire L. Smith's When We Entered That House. This, from what I know, is about 2 girls who go into a haunted house and fucked up shit happens. I don't know. All I know is I'm excited, and all I know is that I literally adore Claire and like everything that she does because she's stunning, and she's also like a stunning artist. Holy fuck. Have you looked at her work? She's like such a good fucking artist. Anyway, I'm really excited to read this. And again, it's a very small book. And then I also brought with me No One's Home by D.M. Pulley. This is another book that I've had on my TBR for such a long time. Like, I obsessively looked at it online and then I bought it and then I literally forgot that I bought it. It's a haunted house story about Margaret and Myron who move across town looking for a fresh start. As we all do. Soon after they buy this big house, they realize that they're in for more than what they bargained for, and maybe even worse. Like, during their renovation, shit just goes wrong, people die, like it's really fucked up. Really, really excited to read this. Also, this cover just gives me feelings, you know? Good feelings. Anyway, and then this is the only book I think that's written by a white man. I'm assuming they're white men. Yeah, they are. And that is Old Country by Matt Query and Harrison Query. This is like a new release, a very like tired but also classic trope of like couple moves into house to like get a new fresh start and then the haunting begins. I do love that though, which is why it's my favorite, or one of my favorite tropes, So I'm excited to read this. I've also heard very good things about it. For the Dark Academia prompt, I chose to read How We Fall Apart by Katie Zhao. I wanted to read this for my latest Dark Academia reading vlog, but it wasn't chosen. So I thought I'll just read it for the Spooky Smart Bitch read-a-thon. And I'm really excited to read it. Like, Dark Academia, boarding, private school, dead friend, like, we love it. We live. And then for my Patreon, I have 3 prompts. I'm fitting 2 of the prompts into one of these books. I'm not going to tell you what the prompts are because you have to sign up for my Patreon to get that information. Like, I'm not giving it away for free. But the books I'm choosing are Dark Harvest by Norman Partridge. Stunning. And then the other one that I'm choosing is Small Favors by Erin A. Craig. Also stunning. Oh my god, that didn't take me as long as I thought it would, but I'm glad that we did it so quickly. I'm glad that we had this time together. My friends, my family, my familia. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's been really, really fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe because we talk about spooky shit. We talk about creepy shit. We talk about the Spooky Smart Bitch read-a-thon, my TBR and shit. Okay, good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you in my next one. Okay, bye.